Hello, ladies and jelly spoons. Welcome to the Game Dojo. I'm your host, the Game Ninja. Take two. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to the Game Dojo. I'm your host, the Game Ninja. Welcome to 24K movies, gaming, and TV show reviews. I may have had too much sugar. Forgive me. Ladies and gentlemen, we like watching movies. That's what we do here. We TV shows, video games. We like watching it and giving you the reviews because if it's crap, we'll tell you. If it's not, we'll tell you. If it's worth watching, we'll tell you. And if it's not, our viewpoint is not bought. Our narrative is not paid for, at least not yet. And even if it is, you'll still get it from us directly, and there will be no bull, no BS. We tell you if it's worth the watch, if it's not worth the watch, if that is just straight up copper, or whether or not it's triple platinum, perfectly for your shelves and DVDs while we still have them. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, because digital media is pushing forward and unfortunately physical media is coming to an end. So many stores are going the way of the loss of physical media. So ladies and gentlemen, we take our hat off and cross our hearts and take 2 seconds in remembrance of physical media. There you go. So, physical media will never end for us because we have DVDs. We will continue to have DVDs and hard drives and burnt discs and everything else because the world may go digital where you don't own it, you never have it, and they can take it away from you, but we will keep physical media. We will hoard it in our house like the precious because we have the precious. Anyway, we're talking about the movies. So lately, over the Memorial Day weekend, we watched so much. And one of the movies we watched, I hate to say it, because my boy Skarsgård has The Crow coming out, and I'm not feeling The Crow remake in any way. No disrespect to Skarsgård or the production team, just Brandon Lee. There's some people when they make a role and they body it, that they just have it forever. And there's nobody we can see in that role afterwards. There's 1,000 different versions of The Crow they could have made, and they didn't have to do the Eric Draven role. But having said that, this movie surprised the living shit out of me. It's called Boy Kills World, and despite the name sounding like a knockoff, maybe I was like, when I heard of Boy Kills World, I was like, is this like the horror version of Boy Meets World? Like they're doing Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and the Mickey Mouse movie. Like, is this like, are we going to see Corey Matthews killing people? No. But I was pleasantly surprised at what we got, and Raimi is responsible for this. And woo! I did not expect Skarsgård in such a role in such a way that it may have flavored the change about me at least wanting to check out The Crow. Clearly, he has been working out and working on his body and his moves. And as a martial artist, I gotta give credit where credit is due. Skarsgård, he's another one of them people that I never would have thought, maybe the clown from It could whoop my ass. But then again, Al Bundy, we live in a world where Al Bundy is a black belt and could turn me into a pretzel and make me my ass bone touch the back of my neck and jaw. Just what I'm saying is, the people you least think surprise you. And Skarsgård, Pennywise, I can see why they all float, especially if you whoop their ass in the sewers like this. So I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to watch the trailer, and then we come back, I'll unpack some stuff for you because we did watch this. We did enjoy it. Like I said, I had too much sugar. We did enjoy it. And I'm going to tell you something, pleasantly surprised. I'm going to give you the rating before I even finish this. Before we even see the trailer, I'm going to give you the rating. This is a platinum. Want to know why? Just watch this.
Let's do this. This was never a great city, but it was ours.
Are you with me? Always.
Until Hilda van der Kooi took it from us. This is how she keeps control. They call it the calling.
They're all gonna watch and cheer as you die.
That's me, facing televised execution by breakfast cereal mascots. Not my happiest day. But let me take you back to an even worse one. The day the Vanderkoys killed my family and left me deaf and mute. So, I made a 3-step plan. Step 1, give myself an inner voice. I took the last one I remembered from this video game. Player 1 wins. Step 2, get stronger. A lot stronger. And step 3, join a team.
Welcome to the Resistance.
Yeah, go team. The mission is simple. Make the Vanderkoys pay for what they have done. Insert crazy action montage.
You fall in love. Is caving in. You never been so that's about a guy you want to left.
Now comes the hard part.
You cross your heart, you hope you die.
You know how hard it is to get a serial company to sponsor mass murder?
You ring the
I don't like this plan.
You have reached your final destination.
Oh my God, no! I have information. I'm gonna help you. Sit down.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about Boy Kills World. First off the bat, I have to say the narration. There's been very few movies this year and last year that have surprised me where the main actor says no word at all. The other one was Willy's Wonderland Emporium, where Nicolas Cage said absolutely zero dialogue the entire movie. Was one of his greatest performances. Bill Skarsgård, the same way in this movie. I like that they chose the video game voice. It added a lot of levity and funniness to this movie. Like, let me tell you, some of the funniest things that made me laugh came from the crazy, disturbed voice that's coming out of his head. It paired very well. Famke Janssen is also in this. Xenia Zergeva Onatop from GoldenEye. Ladies and gentlemen, she still got it. Which, oddly enough, there was a series on Netflix that starred both Famke Janssen and Skarsgård, where he was a dragon and she was a dragon and their best friend was a werewolf. Yes. So they were reunited together in a project, and I absolutely loved it because I loved him as the dragon and I loved her being the mother of the dragon and her best friend being the werewolf. You would notice it if you saw it. That was the one where the guy literally burst out of his skin, his eyeballs came out, and did he ate the pieces of skin that he busted out of. Great series. Unfortunately, didn't get as much credit as it should have gotten. Hold on one second. I think I have the name of it. Give me 1 second. Yeah, okay, so my brain meets, I'm working on outdated software. It's called Hemlock Grove. That was the series. The series is called Hemlock Grove. Absolutely beautiful Netflix series. Amazing. Yeah, Famke Janssen played his mother. He was a dragon, and he found out that his best friend was a werewolf. It was pretty damn awesome. It was well above its time. A lot of gothness into it. Anyway, past the point. We're talking about Boy Kills World. So, I'll tell you what surprised me most about this. The fight scenes. Exciting and amazing. And most of the scenes you can see up close, Bill Skarsgård did a lot of his own choreography, which, bravo. Because coming up with a project like The Crow, there's a lot of fighting and action. And that means I can now see you in a more believable role than... You may look like the Joker from Suicide Squad, but if you can fight like you did in this movie, which clearly it shows you've been putting yourself through the ringer, I would give it a go. I'll go back on my word and give it a go because you're proving to me that you're dedicated to the roles that you're taking. You're not just phoning in. Like Pennywise, you did a lot of dancing and stuff like that, but I've never seen you as an action fighter star. This movie actually made me look at you in a role of holding an action star performance by yourself. Like if you joined a tournament and people came from all across the world, like I can see you in that type of role because the fighting ability and skills were actually believable in this movie when you came across in it. And I love that. I love the vulnerability of the character. I love the fact that it was a totally silent performance. The entire cast did a great job. Every single last person on here. Unfortunately, because we watched so many true crime stories and drama stories, I was able to decipher a lot of the movie before it happened. Like, I'll tell you, probably along the first 45 to 50 minutes of the movie, I pretty much sussed out who the chick in the helmet was. I pretty much sussed out who he was. I pretty much sussed out almost the entire plot. And it's sad, but these true crime stories that we watch all the time, they force our mind to think and reevaluate and pick up clues and piece them together. And then if you have such an inclusive mind, they start to link up. And then somewhere in your mind, you're like, ding! You're like, oh, wait a minute. I wonder if... Nah. And then as the movie goes along, you're like, yeah, I got it. So when the big reveal comes at the end, you're like, yeah, what wasn't a reveal to me. I pretty much got that. I got that more than halfway through. And unfortunately, my mind, my brilliant detective mind, sussed what was going on. But it didn't take away from the action or the story. I absolutely love the story. I love the ending. I love the action. And this is bloodied. If you talk about a Sam Raimi project, this is a Sam Raimi project.
Not to mention the guy voicing for Bill Skarsgård, because he was a mute, because he had his tongue cut out, was H. Jon Benjamin, the guy who voiced Archer from the TV series Archer.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So the voice that Bill Skarsgård has from the video game, the entire movie, is the voice of Archer. So yeah, there's so much to like in this movie. It is a bloody good time, pun intended. This movie has blood and viscera for days. This is not one for the kids. This is not a PG-13. This is a rated R. There is bone snapping, eyeball gouging, butt snapping, finger jabbing, arm peeling, skin cracking, head smashing, double dashing. Put it this way. If you have the faint of heart and you are not a fan of viscera, do not watch Boy Kills World. Please, for your own safety of your heart, your mind, and your stature, don't watch this movie. This movie is a bloody good time, and I emphasis the quote on bloody. Absolutely. I love the storyline. It kind of made me angry at times that as much as he was taught and as strong as he was, that some people, they made Trump him, which if you've trained since you were a child in martial arts to the time you're an adult and you've been created indestructible, ain't too many people out there in the world gonna be able to take on you, period. But I understand the movie got a movie, yo. But I ain't gonna take it away from Bill Skarsgård at all. This movie was the bomb. I enjoyed it. I loved it. It was probably every 90s movie wrapped up in one. And Kill Bill. I'm surprised Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez had nothing to do with this. You guys missed out. This was a bloody good time right up your alleyway, guys. But I love everything Sam Raimi did on this.
The amount of action and blood and everything, it was giving me Sin City vibes.
Yeah. Lot of guns, bullets, and intrigue from point A to point B. If they made another endeavor in this movie, the brother and sister, I would love to watch it. I would watch a sequel starring the brother and the sister. Would watch it instantly, not a problem. I don't know what the story would be. I don't care what the story would be. I'm on board based off of what I saw in this movie. This movie was like the Hunger Games meet Kill Bill blended up with, oh my God, what can I think of The Raid. Have you ever seen The Raid? Do you know that those fight scenes from The Raid? This is like a blend of all the great action movies I always wanted to see wound up into one. And it's disturbing on a whole new level, just right up my alley.
What was that karate movie you watched? The guy with the really crazy hair. It kind of gave me that vibes too. Was it called Double Dragon or something?
Yeah. There's so much I can say about this movie, but I don't want to take anything else from it from you. You saw the trailer. The trailer doesn't do the movie justice. There's way more in the movie that you have to see. This is a movie that you gotta see. Like it, buy it on Blu-ray, 4K, stream it, download it, torrent it. I don't care how you get it. You need to watch this movie. This movie, if you are a fan of action, if you are a fan of comedy, if you are a fan of video games, if you are a fan of bloody good action, if you are a Sam Raimi fan, if you are a Skarsgård fan, if you are a Famke Janssen fan, if you are a martial arts fan, if you are a gun fan, if you are a fan of just 90s, 80s action, that good old-fashioned action-packed, just bullets and clips last forever, this is the movie for you. This is a bloody good time, 150%, and this is a platinum rating. My first platinum rating for the Memorial Day weekend, hands off, platinum. No thought process. I gave that to you before you watched the trailer. Now you've watched the trailer. This movie, okay, so the voice that's in his head, the one that comes from Archer, kind of reminds me of that Kung Fu movie where they made fun of it, Kung Fu Enter the Fist, where he was walking around and his tongue has a voice and it's being narrated by other guy. Nacho, what is that dude's name? Evil Master Betty. That movie, yes, that movie. That voice that narrates that movie reminds me of him in here because he says so many fricked up things and messed up things at the time. It's just funny and disturbing at the same time. And then there's certain things that happen here where I had to turn my head like, oh my God, like, I can't watch that. Like, that's a bit much. Y'all didn't have to show that. But they do. They do.
And let's just say Bill Skarsgård did what Nicolas Cage did. He actually acted with the emotions of his face, his eyes, and everything.
Yes. However, I will give away one scene. Not scene. I'll give away a part. There's a scene, a fight scene at the end of this movie where Bill Skarsgård is fighting his master, the one that he grew up with, teaching him all the martial arts, and he has this tiger claw, this cat claw. And let's just say this cat claw is used digging into skin in ways that I've only seen probably in like the Human Centipede movies. Like, it's disturbing on that level where you're watching the wounds happen and you're just like, yeah, he's not gonna live from that. Like, how can he be alive? Like, that's opening up a vein. Like, there's some actual scenes that I wish that they would have cut away from, but not in a Sam Raimi film. If you can see a woman in that tree, y'all know from Evil Dead, the tree woman scene. I ain't gonna go into it because I don't want YouTube to like kill me on it. But you know the tree scene I'm talking about. You know the tree scene. He takes that level of filthy goodness and applies it to wounds and viscera to this movie, where even me, who can love a good Mortal Kombat over embellished fatality with blood and guts and bones everywhere, even I had to be like, ooh, yeah, I can't watch that. That's ooh, that's too much. This movie is a bloody good time. That's all I can say. Matter of fact, I'm going to put that in the description of this movie when I upload it. A bloody good time, hands down. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you for joining me for another great movie review and another great movie that I was able to sit down and enjoy. No mind needed, no brain included. Simple escapism done right and done correctly. Bill Skarsgård, my hat's off to you, brother. I see you in a whole new light. You changed the way I thought about you. Clearly I'm not going to say you're a one-dimensional actor because I've seen you in a bunch of different things, including that TV show by Stephen King that came out not too long ago where you actually play the Dark Man in that one. You have depth to your acting career. I would say much more than some of your brothers. Your brothers are great actors as well, but you are starting to stand out in the limelight different from them in ways that I don't think they would have taken a project like this, and I'm glad that you did. Hats off to you, sir. Hats off to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, on the Memorial Day extravaganza weekend, this was one of the great movies we watched, and this one makes me proud to still have faith in our movie industry, that it still can be done the right way. Ladies and gentlemen, boy kills world. A bloody good time on every single last cylinder. From the Game Dojo, I'm your host, the Game Ninja, in the heart of Gamer Nation. 24K films, movies, and reviews. Thank you for joining me and making my channel what it is. We are a small channel and you have blown me up exponentially and shown me love in ways that I never dreamed. And I'll keep cranking them out, I'll keep pushing them out and keep giving you my reviews as long as you keep stopping by. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for stopping by. I love you. I love doing this. And I'll see you again in another movie, in another town. Maybe they're upside down. I think I said that wrong. Too much sugar. I'll check you guys out later. I love you. Have a great one.